Hello students, today we will take a look at another KBAT question on quadratic functions. Okay, so the diagram, it gives us two curves. These are their functions. And they intersect at 2 points on the x-axis. So these two are the intersection points. You need to find the value of P and Q, and you need to find the minimum point of the curves. Okay, these are the information you need to find. So from here, it doesn't state it explicitly. But one thing that you must figure out from this equation, one thing you must figure out from this diagram is that the minimum point, which is here and here, these two, the minimum points, they actually coincide on the same straight line. Okay, you can kind of see it from the graph. They coincide. And you can actually figure this out because of symmetry. Because of symmetry, we know the minimum point is always the average value of these 2 points, correct or not? These two are the x-intercepts, the average is always the minimum point. So they have the same x-intercept, of course they have the same minimum point. We can also figure out this way. Alright, so we must do this question by using minimum points. So for the first function, very nice, we can already figure out the minimum point. They completed the square already. So from here, the first function, you can figure out the minimum point. The minimum point is 4, 3p. Why is it this way? Because when you put in x equal to 4, this part becomes 0. Okay, x equal to 4, x minus 4 becomes 0, and this is the y coordinate. So we can figure out the minimum point already. And then for the second function, we need to figure out the minimum point. For this one, we will need to complete the square. Alright, because this is the way we find out minimum point. So we must complete the square. So to complete the square, what do? I take this number, the number in front of x, I take 1/2 of it. And then 1/2 of it, and then square. Like this. And whatever I plus, I must also minus. To avoid changing the question, and then this 7, I will just put it over here. Next up, we can write the completing the square form already. So this square plus the unwanted parts. Like this. And then for completing the square, I take these two numbers, this one and this one. So my completing the square form is x plus 4 minus q over 2. This is the completing the square form. Now I know the minimum point is also at x coordinate equal to 4, correct? So I know the minimum point at x equal to 4. So it means that when I put in x equal to 4 here, this part will be equal to 0, because that's what minimum point do. It makes the quadratic part equal to 0. Okay, it makes the quadratic part equal to 0. So that's what I do. I put in x is equal to 4, and then 4 plus this part is equal to 0. That's all I do. Okay, this is equal to 0. I write this better. This is 0. So from here, I have one equation. The only variable is q. So I want to find value of q. I just solve this equation. Okay, so this is shift over -4. This is -8. And therefore, I can shift q over. I shift 8 over here. So 4 plus 8 equal to q. I can get the value of q is equal to 12. Alright, this is the first answer that I got. I got q already. I know q is equal to 12. Now I need to figure out how to get p. And then to figure out p, I know these two functions, they have the same x-intercept, same points. Correct or not? So I can figure out the function. I know what the second function is already because the only unknown is q. Okay, I can figure out what is the second function already. So the second function is y equal to x squared plus 4 minus x. Okay, 4 minus q, x plus 7. So from here, I know what is my y. This is my function. And now I want to figure out the x-intercepts. So y equal to 0. This part here is equal to 0. That's all I do. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. And then I can solve my equations. So I solve this. This is x minus 7, x minus 1. I get x equal to 7 or x equal to 1. So from here, it means that this part here is 1. This part here is 7. Correct or not? So I know from here, when x equal to 1, y equal to 0, for this function also it satisfies. Okay, I know x equal to 1, y equal to 0. Or I know also x equal to 7, y equal to 0. Now that I know the information of a point, I will just put it in. Okay, what is this function? So I know x equal to 1, y equal to 0 inside this function. So 2x minus 4 squared plus 3p equal to 0. Wonderful. One equation, one variable. I can solve for p. Okay, so this is 2 times negative 3 squared. So 2 times 9 is 18. And then from here, I can solve for p. Okay, so p is negative 6. I have everything already. That's part A only. I still have part B to do. Alright. So for part B, I need to find the minimum point for each curve, which is a lot more simpler now that I know the minimum point already. Okay, and I have completed the square and I know P and Q. So it is easy for us to find the minimum point. Okay, in fact, here I know the minimum point is 4, 3p. I know P is negative 6. Correct? P is negative 6. So for P, I can say minimum point for first curve is 4, 3p, right? So 3p is negative 18. That's the first curve. Done. Okay. Now I need to find for second curve. For second curve, I need to use the completing the square form. The completing the square form I got for the second question. This one, I'll just copy it. I'll just copy it. I want this term. I want this. Okay, I want this term, and then what I want to find is I actually want to find this number because the x coordinate is 4. Question already told us. So I need to find this thing. Okay, and I know what Q is already. Q is 12. So I just calculate 7 minus 4 minus 12 over 2 square. So 7 minus negative 8 over 2, negative 4. So negative 4 square. This is 7 minus 16, negative 9. So from here I can figure out already. Minimum point for second curve is 4, negative 9. This is the unwanted part of the completing the square form. This gives us the y coordinate. Okay, so that's all for this question.